Hey guys, and welcome. Today we'll be walking through and explaining the storyline of Resident Evil 4's remake. Now, this was my first time playing through and experiencing the storyline of this game, and I've got to say I've absolutely loved every minute of it. The characters were really cool, really likeable, and I thought that it played really well as well. But these videos are aimed at walking people through the story and the gameplay so that you guys don't have to buy the game and spend all of that money on it, and you can still experience the story like the rest of us. Leave your comments down below on your thoughts of the Resident Evil remake if you've played it, or if you've just watched this video, let me know your thoughts of the story down below. I never played the original as well, so if you are lucky enough to play the original ones, even the remaster on the PlayStation, let me know how it compares, because I've heard they've changed the story up slightly as well, so I'd be interested to see that. But leave a like, it'd be very much appreciated. Subscribe if you guys are brand new to the channel as well for plenty more story-based content coming, and let's dive straight into the video. Resident Evil 4 begins with us looking at a cultist group in some sort of worshipping chamber. We see a girl on a sacrificial table, and one of the cultist members swinging an axe right in the centre of her neck, with blood dripping down the side of the stone table a short time later. We then switch perspective, and here, the main protagonist Leon Kennedy is giving us a bit of background on what happened prior to Resident Evil 4, and why he is the way that he is. September 30th, 1998. Leon was a police officer within a place called Raccoon City. However, on that day in particular, that part of him died inside. The city was completely wiped out. This was due to a series of bioweapons created by the Umbrella Company. Leon was one of the lucky ones and managed to make it out alive. However, many others weren't so lucky. Leon was later asked by the presidential party themselves to join a top-secret government program. The training, the missions, almost killed Leon during that process. But it kept his mind off what happened back in Raccoon City, the casualties that occurred, and the people that it lost. And that was up until present day. Leon was sent on a rescue mission by the presidential party themselves, trying to find the president's daughter, named Ashley. Ashley was abducted by an unknown set of people right now, and her last known location was a small village in the middle of nowhere, and they'd received this location from some insider intel. This village though was known for people going missing around this area, so the police officers that were taking us here were confused as to why Leon wanted to go here. The mission was top secret, so Leon couldn't tell them. One of the police officers needed to step out of the car to take a leak, when he wanders off and doesn't come back. Leon gets out of the car and pushes forward to look for this missing police officer, and here he moves further into the village, and we come across a house. Someone looked to be home, however when we got inside, we find the badge of the missing police officer on the floor, and suddenly the person in the house didn't look human at all. Something was really wrong here. Jeez, the force on that kick to send him into the wall like that. And we moved further on into the house, and there we find the officer, but he was dead. Leon heads up to the top floor of the house, and here we find a table with a map on the wall. On the map is a pinned picture of a person that we saw at the start of the game that was on that sacrificial table. Leon radios to a woman named Hunnigan. Leon informs Hunnigan that Ashley might have been taken to a nearby lake or an area surrounding the lake, and that something in this village isn't quite right. However, just as he's speaking, Leon was ambushed by 3 of these people, so in style, he jumps out the window to get away. Leon moves forward and comes across a village. Here we find the missing police officer being burnt alive at the stake in the centre of the village. Whoa. Just as we started fighting these people, something started to happen. The church bell started to sound, and the people, well, where did they go, Leon?
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
Resident Evil 4. Okay, you've got me, you've grabbed me, you've hooked me. I'm ready for the rest. Leon comes across a house as he's making his way to the lake. He shoots the lock and finds a passageway leading down into the basement. We make our way through the underground hole, and we find a moving body bag. Leon thought it was potentially the president's daughter in this bag, so he opens it up. But no, there was a man instead. Before we could ask any questions though, we were approached by a person, huge in size, completely overpowering Leon and throwing me against the wall. He pulls out a needle whilst Leon is passed out and incapable of fighting back. But this injection had something inside, and he injects it into Leon's neck. We wake a little bit later and see a person telling us that we're a sacrificial lamb. No idea who he is right now though. We're tied to a chain with our new friend named Luis Serra. Luis is a very need-to-know person, with Leon being very cautious of him and why he's here as well. Luis eventually breaks free, and he throws Leon the key before running off. Leon unlocks the cuffs and radios to Hunnigan, asking if she can run a background check on this Luis Serra. She goes off to do that, whilst we need to get to the church in the middle of the village, next to the lake. Intel suggests that Ashley is being held there. We find another house, and as we move through the village, open the door, and our friend is back. However, this time, he tells Leon that there's a gift in his blood. That gift being the thing that he injected inside of him. We don't know what that is right now, but whatever it is, can't be good news. When this guy walks off, Hunnigan radios back to us and updates us on what she'd found around Luis Serra. He was a part of Umbrella back in the day, a researcher for them. Leon was not happy for this, with Umbrella's past and destroying Raccoon City and killing all of those innocent people. As Leon exits this house, we spot a white dog caught in a bear trap. Of course, we have to save it, and if any of you guys play this and don't save the dog, you're an absolute awful human being. We save the dog, it runs off into the bushes. Look, in any game, man, if the dog dies, it's a bad game, okay? Keeping the dog, this game is immediately risen in his user score for me. We finally make it to the church, and on the outside, we can see that we need a very specific key in order to open this gate. It just so happens that this key is situated on the other side of the lake, and this lake, well, it's being guarded by something inside of it. Leon finds a boat and journeys across, until the motor inside of the boat decides to overheat and stop working. And it was here that we find exactly what was guarding this lake. A giant damn fish. Leon uses the harpoons within the boat in order to kill the monster, and suddenly, he begins to feel really faint. And Leon collapses to the floor of the boat, completely passing out. Leon wakes a short time later, wondering what the hell had just happened. He restarts the boat's engine and makes his way into a cave on the other side of the lake. Leon finds the key that he needs for the church and makes his way back. However, before he gets there, he's locked inside of a compound, with a cultist waving a glowing red staff atop a ridge. Out bursts a troll from nowhere, and here we have no choice but to fight it. During the fight, the dog that we saved earlier from the bear trap, he comes out of absolute nowhere and helps us fight back against this massive troll. What a sick touch by the devs. Yes, it's our wolf friend. We say our thanks to the pup as he's lying down watching us leave, and make our way back to the church and walk on inside. We walk inside of a room on top of the church, and Ashley was there, but she almost killed us with an antique candlestick. We explain to Ashley why we're here, that her father had sent us, but she's seen too much, and she runs off.
That went well.
You should charm, Leon. What's going on, man? We run to the window and can see in the background the cultists are coming to find us. The same man from earlier appearing in our minds was telling the people of the village to capture Ashley and kill Leon. So this thing that was injected into us is probably also in the rest of the villagers too, which is how this guy is able to communicate with everyone and order everyone to come and get us, essentially. Interesting. The main goal of this mission is to get Ashley out of here, so that's exactly what we do. We fight our way through the horde of people and finally get to a house. where we see Louise inside telling us to get inside quickly. Here we fight off another horde of these people within the village and escaped luckily unharmed. However, Ashley then starts to show signs of sickness, similar to what we did in the boat. She coughs up blood, and Louise knows exactly what's going on. This is caused by something called plaga. What we were injected with, all of those people have that inside of them too. Louise said that right now we're in the early stages, but if it's left too long, we're all going to end up like them. Louise, however, knows of a way to remove it, or completely purge this thing inside of us, as he had the exact same thing inside of him. We need to trust Louise at this point, and trust that he can help us remove this thing from within us, and within Ashley. Here we see a cutscene of Louise walking through the village, and it catches the attention of a woman named Ada. Ada and Louise are working together, and Ada is after something called the Amber, and that's why she's asked Louise for help in order to obtain it. She's paying Louise to get this thing, however he doesn't have it right now. Ada is important because she was in Raccoon City with Leon when it all kicked off, and somehow also managed to escape despite being dropped by Leon. Ada will help Louise get out of here if he delivers her the Amber, so that's what he goes to do. However, Louise would need a pretty powerful PC to complete his research of the Amber and have it delivered to Ada on time so that he can get out of this village alive. Well, isn't it lucky that I've partnered with Apex Gaming PCs and can give him and you guys an amazing deal on a new system. All built to run your new single player games and multiplayer games like an absolute dream. The mid-tier build, the specialist rig, to the more high-end performance builds, the elite rig and the giga rig. There's a build here for any type of gamer. If you use code Wizzo at checkout as well as using my link in the description down below, you can save upwards of $250 off your entire order. And also, just as a thank you from myself, I'll throw a little incentive in there as well for the first few that order using my link and code. $50 back for the first few that purchase the specialist rig, $100 for the elite rig, and $150 for the giga rig. To help with any of those peripherals that you might need or setup upgrades that you also might want when ordering a new PC. Links in the description down below, go check them out. Leon and Ashley push forward, and as we walk through the gate, he was back. This guy had one objective: capture Ashley and kill Leon. We sprint up the path and manage to escape this guy again for the third time already. However, as we enter this building to get to the other side, there he is again, but this time in his real form. We finally managed to kill him and get the hell out of that building, with Ashley helping put the fire on our clothes out. Leon affirms to Ashley that he will not let her turn into one of them. I had my piece to say throughout the playthrough on Leon's charming ability because, man, I've got to say, this guy is on the slay 24/7. He's just destroyed and killed an unbeatable monster. And he's still trying to charm Ashley when he's finished. This guy, man, what a guy. We make our way into what looked to be a castle. Here we meet a new character, Ramon. But Leon's had enough of meeting new people.
Who the hell are you? Me? Oh, please, call me Ramon.
Ramon.
And allow me to get straight to the point.
Who the hell are you? Here, Ramon tells us the motivations of Lord Sadler, which I can only presume is the guy that we keep seeing in our visions. His goal is to release this parasite into the public, across the world, have it infect everyone, so that he can control the world. Just with his mind. So Ramon walks off to put more gel in his hair and sends a group of cultists in order to try and kill Leon and capture Ashley. However, as we make our way outside, something's happened to Ashley that scares her really, really badly.
I think so. Instead of worrying about her, worry about your own skin. Foolish little lamb.
She's been fully possessed.
Temperance, child.
Ashley.
No. Why would she run away? Why would she run away? We're trying to save her. Lord Sadler completely takes over Ashley's body, taking Leon's knife and threatening to kill herself if Leon got any closer. The gate closed and Ashley ran off, really scared that someone can control her and take her own control away from herself. Leon now needs to find Ashley again. However, on the way to doing so, we run into an old friend, Ada. They both finally put their handbags down, and as Leon goes to pick up his gun, Ada was gone. But we need to find Ashley, and we do find her inside of a building, crying her eyes out. Ashley is extremely scared that she might hurt Leon or hurt herself because she's not in control. She's worried about She's worried about what just happened, not being in control of her own body and having that taken away from her. It was there that Ashley noticed that Leon also had the same problem with the black veins in his arms. And Leon uses his charm in the most difficult moments, cheering Ashley up and motivating her to continue. Leon radios to Louise. He's in the ballroom past the courtyard, so we need to go meet him. We walk further into the castle and suddenly Leon was trapped in a surround of metal bars. Ashley was told to run, but she actually found a key to free Leon. However, just as she was about to use it, Ashley was taken by one of the cultists, and Leon had to find her again. Leon hears screaming from one of the rooms on the far side of the castle, and as he walks into the room, he finds Ashley being held down with Ramon sitting in his throne. Leon was restrained and forced to watch the ritual, whilst Leon was thrown down a hole in the ground. Luckily, he grabs onto a chain as he was falling, saving him from crashing down onto a bunch of stone spikes. However, he needed to get back to the surface. Although, Leon's sickness started to kick in again, with him getting visions of Sadler, with Sadler telling him that Ashley is now of their flesh and blood, that she's one of them. And we will not be far behind. However, in the reflection of the knife that we see in this vision, was a reflection of an old friend of Leon's. Interesting. Louise was waiting outside the lift when Leon got to the top, with a suppressant that would stop the effects of the plaga from spreading. However, as we move through the cave and speak with Leon, he was stabbed with a throwing knife in the back. And in comes that friend that Leon saw in the reflection of that knife, Major Krauser. Major Krauser was the one that trained Leon when he joined the secret presidential project, and for some reason, he was here? But why? He was here to recover the amber, and he was the one that conducted the capturing of Ashley and the reason why she's here. Leon and Krauser fought, but Leon was gotten the better of this time. We rush over to Louise as he drove Krauser away with a couple of gunshots. He had one final smoke before handing the key to his lab over to us and tells us that that's where the cure is, and Louise died there and then. We catch up with Krauser and he had Ashley, with Ramon standing there too. Ramon tries to give us one final speech, but Leon had had enough of it at this point.
You talk too much.
Failed! You vulgar, utterly uncivilized mongrel!
However, it wasn't the end of our good old friend Ramon.
Allow me to show you the power I've been granted by my master, the power of God. The stage is set for the final act.
We finally kill Ramon, and we need to find Ashley and Krauser. We make our way down to the docks and find a boat. However, Ada had the key. Ada jumped into the boat with us, and she takes us to this part of the island where Krauser took Ashley. Leon eventually gets out of the boat when he reached the island, and there we can see Krauser take Ashley into a large building, so we aim to make our way there. We finally find Ashley laying on a bed and inject her with some form of suppressant. However, Leon had a huge turn for the worse at this point and passed out on the floor with his gun in hand. We wake a short time later. Ashley now had this thing suppressed, and Leon, well, he could carry on, but he wasn't back to his normal self just yet. We make our way through the building and finally find the room with the huge deposits of amber within. It was here that we found a huge piece of amber with thousands of these tiny beings within. However, out comes Lord Sadler. He tried to take over Ashley's mind again, however this time she fought back, killing 2 of the cultists rather than aiming at Leon as Sadler tried to make her do. Here we found that this person is called Osmond Sadler, and he's the speaker for their lord, the one that's controlling all of the people in this village. Both Leon and Ashley were paralysed by Sadler at this point, and luckily the weapon had no more rounds in the mag, so that she couldn't finish off the job. Sadler takes Ashley again though, and leaves Leon in the room. However, as we leave this room, Major Krauser had a surprise for us. One final battle. Here we learn that he's power hungry, and that he had a vision one time that his previous life was nothing compared to what Sadler had planned for the world. Ultimate power, responsibility, and the ability to control anyone. We fight him the old-fashioned way, until he cheated and turned into one of these beings. We finally take out Krauser and finish the job with his own blade, with Leon even admitting out loud that he was trained well by him.
I trained well. Leon.
That you did, Major. That you did.
But of course, we still need to find Ashley. I feel like I've said this so many times in this video. She was found laying on top of the same altar as the person at the start of the game. And as we walk up to it, there again, shows Sadler, freezing Leon in place, preventing him from going any further. Telling Leon that he's already one of them. Just as Sadler initiates the ritual, in comes Ada to save us. She fires a weapon at Sadler, interrupting the ritual, and even starts shooting at a statue to prevent Sadler from following us. We grab Ashley and we make a run for it. However, Leon was so weak at this point, dragging himself along the corridor with Ashley in his arms. However, having major visions along the way. We finally reach the end, Laboratory B, Louise's laboratory. Here we place Ashley on a chair and prime the purge of this being inside of her. This looked pretty painful, however once it was over, Leon was too weak to continue, so he passes out on the floor. Leon wakes a short time later, and Ashley had placed him onto the chair whilst he was passed out, and purged the parasite within him. They were both saved at this point, all thanks to Louise and its research. We still need to get the hell off this island though, and as we walk outside, we see Ada strung up to the side of a metal structure. We shoot the rope to set her free, and Ada swings down to help us fight back against Sadler, who had had his things gripped around our neck. Sadler turns into his final form, and we take him out. A chopper turns up and Ada leaves with the amber. However, she throws the key to a jet ski over to us that was situated down in the caves. We make our way down there with Ashley and get off this island.
You alright?
I'm not sure that was insane. Mission accomplished, right?
Mission accomplished. When you're home safe.
Thank you for saving me.
Don't mention it.
You know, I could put in a word with my dad. Have you assigned to my detail, if you're interested?
You don't need me. You proved you could handle yourself. Even if you could use a lesson in knife safety. Come on. Let's go home.
Condor 1? Bruce to Condor 1, do you read me? Come in. I said come in. Is this thing even on? Leon! Leon, are you and Ashley all right? Where are you? Come on!
However, in the final cutscene, Ada hears what her boss is planning on doing with the amber. A repeat of Raccoon City, but on a global scale. This time, billions will die. She points her gun at the chopper driver and orders him to change direction and turn around, preventing her boss from carrying out his plan. Leon returned Ashley back to the president, and that's all she wrote. But guys, that is the summary of Resident Evil 4's storyline. Not a very long one really, and excuse my voice throughout this entire video. I've probably had 1,000 voice breaks because I've lost my voice this morning and it's only just starting to come back. But I enjoyed the story. I thought it was very thorough, but it only lasted around 8 hours or so of gameplay for me, so it wasn't a very long one in the sense of gameplay wise, but I thought it was enough. I didn't feel like I wanted more. I felt like it was left on a nice touch. And it was interesting learning about the idea throughout. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments, everyone. I would love to know what you think about it. If you've played the original compared to this one, what's changed? Has it changed in any way at all? I'd be very interested to know. But I hope you have enjoyed, everyone. Leave a like if you have. Subscribe if you guys are brand new. And we'll see you all next time.